Hello everyone, welcome to the LeetCode series. We'll try to solve the particular problem in Java, can place flowers. So you have a long flower bed in which some of the plots are planted and some are not. However, flowers cannot be planted in adjacent plots. Okay, so given an integer array, flower bed. So flower bed would be the integer array that they are providing containing zeros and ones, where zero means empty and one means not empty, and an integer n. Return true if n new flowers can be planted in the flower bed without violating the no adjacent flowers rule, and false otherwise. Let's understand this with the help of example. So they are basically giving an array of integers which comprises only of ones and zeros, and they are also providing us the n value. So when n is equal to 1, they are asking can we plant one plant in the zero section. So but the point is no adjacent flowers rule, so which means we can't plant we can't plant whenever we encounter whenever there is a one beside. So basically if we take this zero, we need to check the left side and right side if we are having one. So we can see here left side we are having one, which means there is already a planted plant. So that's why we can ignore this one. Next, in the same way, when we go for the 0 1 and second position, we can see left side we have 0, right side we have 0, so which means it's empty and we can plant the plant here. Okay, so that's why we can whatever the position n they give, it validates here, like we can plant one plant here that's matching with the n value. Let's look at the other example. N is equal to 2, they're asking whether two plants can be planted. First 0, we can see we have adjacent 1 and 0, so we can't plant. Second, yeah, there is a possibility for us we can plant one plant here. But if we go to the next one, right side we encountered 1 and left side we encountered 0, so there is no way that we can plant two plants here. So so based on this we can understand that to get the plant planted in the particular land, the adjacent left and right, we have to make sure that they are 0 and 0. So using this logic itself, we can build up the code such that it satisfies the given condition. So we'll make sure we'll first iterate through the for loop, and then we'll iterate the complete integer array, and we'll check for the left and rightmost position. If it is 0 and 0, then we'll increase the counter. Otherwise, we'll move to the next set of elements. Okay, let's try this. We are creating an counter. Counter is equal to 0. Then we'll go for the for loop. So it starts from 0. It takes in the flower bed dot length, the total length of the flower bed, LNG, and we are incrementing the value. So inside the for loop, we'll check if the flower bed current element, if it is equal to 0, and also we'll also check if the previous element, which is flower bed I minus 1, if this is also equal to 0, and also we'll check if the I plus 1 element. So basically we are checking for the adjacent two values whether they are equal to 0. So if this is the condition, then we'll increment the count. So we have counter, so counter will be incremented, and at the same time we'll also increment the I value. Why? Because if you see in the example, suppose we have found a particular spot here, so the next value is of no use for us because we have planted the particular plant in here. So the next value we can ignore, and we can check for the the next value proceeding to the next value, like 0. And if you consider this as it's in the position 2, so we can ignore the position 3 and we can go for the position 4. So that's why I have used the I plus plus counter. Okay. Okay. uh, I think we are missing something. Okay, what about the scenario if we are about the first element? So according to the logic which we wrote, it starts from the 0. So I minus 1 would be index out of bound exception. So to prevent that, we can do one thing. So we can, so when it is at the initial position, when I is equal to 0, at that time we can use this or condition. So if it is the first position, then we can use this particular condition for the I minus 1. And also the same thing if it is the last position. So we'll check if it belongs to the last position, flowerbed dot length minus 1. So in that case, I think we are missing one more bracket. Okay, this should be fine. I think it's correct. Okay. So we are getting the counter, and we are also checking if the corresponding condition is correct or not. So if it's correct, the counter will be incremented, and also we are increasing the value of I. So we have ended our for loop. Sorry, we have ended our if loop. Then the for loop also. So after the for loop, we'll take the counter value. We'll take it directly. Return whatever counter value we are getting. We are checking if it is greater than equal to n value. If it is greater than or equal to n value, either it will be returned true or false based on the scenario. So let's test this one. Okay, it's accepted. Let's try to submit this. Yeah, you can see we have got runtime as 98 percentage. So let me again retreat through the problem. So we are creating a counter which will take the values of the planted plants, so that at last we can compare it with the given value of it. So we'll be iterating through the for loop, and we are checking the condition. Uh, if it is the first or last element, we have used this or condition which will check for that. And then we have increased the counter, and then again we have used the I plus plus, so that as I informed earlier, there is no need for checking the next element for the planted one. So that's why we are using I plus plus. So I hope you guys have understood the problem, and if you do have any doubts regarding this, please ping me in the comment section. Thank you.